BIT353 network architecture and the protocols made by s1516467, assessment 1. Hello everyone, it's a really honor for me to be here to introduce to you the BIT353 network architecture and protocol assessment 1. And here are the contents of in this presentation. First, we'll be talking about the introduction to tools and software, what we need to do to finish this experiment, and also introduce the purpose of the experiment, what is this experiment about. And also after that, we will talk about we will demonstrate the experiment, which is environmental construction and environmental testing. After that, we will talk about the summarized part, what we have found in this experiment, what we have discovered. After that, we will express some thoughts about this experiment and feelings after we finish this experiment. So first, we will introduce to you the tools and the software in this experiment. So first, I will introduce to you the experiment that requires the use of resources and tools. We need to use the virtual machine software to create a software like VMware and VisualBoxes. And you can look here. Here are the VMware. So this software creates a virtual operating system on your computer, which allows to simulate the telephone system in these virtual machines. Second, we'll use a free VoIP server called the free PBX. As you can see here. It is a popular phone system used to create and manage phone systems. And then we'll use the EduLab. EduLab is an educational resource library to explore and free PBX resources such as user memos and video tutorials. This will help us understand free PBX better and successfully create extensions and trunks in this experiment. Finally, we need to use the network analysis software such as Warshak to capture the conversation between two phones. Warshak is a popular network analysis tool that can help us to capture and analyze network packets. We will use this to prove that two phones can indeed talk and check that the conversation is working. These are main resources and tools needed for this experiment. I hope this short introduction will give us a better understanding of the tools and resources we will using and give us a better understanding of what is this experiment about. So next, we'll talk about introduce the purpose of the experiment. In this lab, we will use a free PBX and virtual machine software to create and manage phone system. We will create extensions and trunks and simulate a call between two phones, known as the two clients as well. We will also use network analysis tools such as Warshak to capture packets during the call and verify that the call is working correctly. The purpose of this lab is to give us a better understanding of how VoIP's phone system works and how to use free tools to create and manage a phone system. This will enable us to a better understanding and apply the concepts of the telephone system and lay a good foundation for the future study and work field. And then we'll heading off to the experiment part. First, we'll talk about environmental construction. And here I have already opened the EduLab and also connected with client 1 and also client 2. After we will use that, and first we'll access to the free PBX and turn off my video in case I block something important. So don't worry, you can still hear my voice, and this part of the video has been accelerated since it just costs too much time to talk about the whole thing. So what we have to do now is log into the root account, and we see here's free PBX, and we log into the IP they have offered me to, and sign up for the username and the password, and for the email we just log into the what we have student account as a Melbourne Poly. Okay, after we set up a system, we just log in what we have earlier with system initiative will be RGR, and we skip everything, but pay attention to the firewall. We don't need that in this experiment, so we just simply click abroad. And that's pretty much we have to do to set up this free PBX system server. And here we come to the dashboard. And first we need to do is configuring SIPs. So we just click settings and then select SIP settings. And then delete the internal address entry and set the local network to what we have in this experiment. And then we click for SIP legacy settings to click no for NAT and public IP, also no for enable the TLS. After we submit, we should always apply for this one. And now it is time to add in some extensions. So we go to the dashboard and select applications, and then we select the extensions. So first we named 10 as example. So we pretty much name every ID as 10 and also set a simple password as 10 also. And now we did everything to set up another one called 20, another new SIP chain, PJ SIP extensions for this one, and always apply for the config. And now we are coming to the experimental testing part. Okay, now it's time to test the extension between 10 and 20. So we opened a software called micro SIP, and then we added account name SIP server. We used in this experiment we used 21, which is server 1, and also username as 10, domain is the same as IP as SIP server, and log in the password we changed it to simple one as 10, and we did this exactly the same with 20 as in client 2. And after that we can find out the result is correct, the connection is success. And now you can see it here when we dial 10, the phone ran in client 1. And then we did the same idea to client 2 to client 1. And after that we download an app called Zapier for further testing purposes between 10 and 20. And the installation is quite simple. We just simply click next, and then we sign up for 20 for further information, for more detailed information. Okay, now then we dialed 20, we can it appear on the same client. And now we did exactly the same for the server 2, and we can see now IP is 25.22, and we set the same idea for the server 1, and but without the extension part, we set the extension part as 30 to be different than the 10 and 20, and also we have the same settings for SIP systems. But now you can see the dial is not successful because we are in different server and we haven't built a bridge between these two servers. And now it's time to add in the trunk lines between server 2 and server 1, and we go to the dashboard and select connectivity, and after that we select trunk for that, and we add SIP chain, PJ SIP trunk, and everything like 22 to 21. And pay attention to the SIP server should be the destination server, so this should be 21. And also we should also set up outbound routes and pay attention to the dial here. First one we use the simplest one, which is XX for any kind of words. And we did exactly the same to 21 to 22. And after that we apply for the settings. And after the settings all applied, you can now call 20, and you can see 30 successfully called 20. Okay, now it's time to try more complicated stuff. Like we open the client 3, which is on Bluetooth, and you can see it here. And also we need to set rules for client 1 and client 2. Okay, so let's just make some improvements. I like going to the server 2, need to add 2, and also for the server 1 to go to server 1, we should also added 1. First one, submit, and also apply. After that, we just create a new account for on Bluetooth. So this is 10 at 192.187.25.21. Password will be 10, and we forgot about the priority. Okay, next. Okay, let's just call someone. Before we call someone, we should add the content. Should be displayed as 20. Don't forget about that. And after we set up rule for this one, so we should always add 10 to 20 to server 1 or server 2. For example, if we go to server 2, we should add 230. And our incoming calls from server 1, and this is 10. So same way did to call like in server 1, and the name will be 20. So you can see it here are incoming calls. When I pick that up, so I can see. Okay, so next we'll use Warshark to capture the traffic between servers, between these calls. So we open Warshark. We probably need to open in this one, Shark, and we capture this one, and then we make a phone call, like to 10. Sorry, is to double 110 because it's double 1. You can see traffic here. You can also see things like that. When I pick that up, hello, you can see the traffic. Yeah, it's just coming. Okay, when I end it, and that's it ended. Okay, now after we have finished the experiment, now it's time to the summary part. In this experiment, we used the vertical machine software and free PBX, a free VoIP server and software, to create and manage a phone system. We have created extensions and chunks and successfully demonstrated a call between two phones. We also used the network analysis tool such as Warshark to verify that the call was working and captured packets during the call. Through this lab, we gained a better understanding of how VoIP phone system works and learned how to use the tools and build and manage a phone system. And after that, we'll talk about what I have learned in this experiment and my thoughts about this experiment. This experiment is very interesting and challenging task. Through this lab, I learned how to create and manage the phone system and gained a better understanding of how VIP phone system works. I find it very convenient and efficient to use vertical machine software and FreePBX to build a phone system, and use network analysis tools such as Vershock to verify that the calls are working properly. Through this experiment, I'm not only improved my skill level, but I'm also deeply realized the importance of the telephone system in modern communication. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your listening, and we will see you next time.